Well, listen. Um, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm distracted here. But listen, guys. Listen, I'm surprised I got some people out in these streets with me because, honey, the block is hot. And you know, the people doing the Jonathan Major story. It's so much going on right now in these streets. People talking about the Mary, the medicine. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead with my regular scheduled program. We'll talk about Jonathan Majors probably on Wednesday or something like that. It's a mess. It's a mess, okay? You know, Jonathan, I'll just say this real quick about Jonathan. Maybe it's just me. I feel bad for him. I do. Yeah, I do. I feel bad for Jonathan. I feel bad for Jonathan because sometimes when you live in other areas for so long, you think you one of them. And he said he was chilling pretty much, and I'm paraphrasing here, guys, because he felt like I'm innocent. What jury of my peers gonna find me guilty and I'm innocent? If you see the evidence, I was running down the block, she running after me. But he messed around and found out that you could be innocent and still be end up behind bars. Keep your head up, Jonathan. Megan, your last name is good, and you know what, it fits you well because you a good one. You hanging in there to the end. Come on, girl. Shout out to Megan for standing by her man. We'll deal with that on Wednesday. Just a little update. We'll probably deal with this on Wednesday too. You know, the civil rights leader that got kicked out of the AMC theater and the president was coming to talk to him. He ain't like what they had to say. So now he got him a lawyer. He lawyered up. And he sent them a message. Don't even talk to me no more. Forget my number. I'm blocking you. Everything from now on got to go through my lawyer. Yeah, he did. He lawyered up. And what's the last thing? Y'all saw that man. We didn't get to do the story, even though I had it on the docket the other day. The man leaped over the whatever you call where the judge sit in the court. He cleared that thing. That thing had to be about 7 feet. He cleared that thing. I mean, what is he eating? His Wheaties? Taking sea moss every day? The bench? Come on, Chanel. Thank you. He cleared that bench. Yeah, I felt bad for that judge too, but that judge, you know what? She gangster. She ain't no joke. Because you think she would run and hide? Nah, She showed up in that court again with him in it. They had a muzzle on his mouth. They had him locked down, chains on the feet, chains on the hand. And now he can't say anything. He can't make a move. Because if he move, the people going to move just like that. But that's enough with the updates. Let me get into this Real Housewives of Potomac, y'all. You know what? The Real Housewives of Potomac, it was okay last night. I saw Dr. Simone on Watch What Happens Live with Andy, and I'm convinced. You know what? Robyn Dixon has zero awareness. Zero. No awareness. So, you know what? They did have a really good moment on the Real Housewives of Potomac. For once in a long time, these girls really got along or had a nice scene when they was all in the hotel room celebrating Karen's birthday, and they painted a picture of Karen. I love that scene. It was really nice. It was fun. And then came the rest of the show. Ciao. But they had a good scene. That was a good scene to me. But y'all got to let me know. We're going to talk about it. Robyn and Candiace still going at it. There's clear teams on this thing. Come on now. You know what? I'll be 54 this year. That's it. God willing, I'm going to celebrate soon. I'm going to do it just like that. I'm going to have a big birthday party. I'm going to say it's triple 20. Triple 20. Come on, Karen, for giving me the ideas. You know, there's clear teams on this show, and it's sad. It is. Is Mia. Well, you know what? I don't even got to do a whole list on the other side. Is Wendy and Candace against the rest of the cast? 100%, hands down. And it's sad. And Nneka, She was messy at that drag show. Yeah, Karen is neutral. She is, but it's still a whole teams, and it's sad. You know, NECA, when she was doing the thumbs down, I mean, everybody was having fun. Girl, you can't, you know what? I never understand people who want to constantly 24/7 stay up in their anger and their mess. I don't get that. 24/7, you want to stay up in your anger and your mess. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, NECA did like, yeah, You know, I'm gonna need them to do better when they deciding to bring somebody else on these shows and put them up in our face. I really am, because it's like, where do you find these people at? And they're grown folk acting a fool. Speaking of that, I can't wait till tomorrow when we do Married to Medicine. Dr. Heavenly, y'all kill me. Y'all get on me when early on I call something for what it is. Dr. Heavenly, a dentist in a whole hot mess. How you grown? And you getting up on a live acting a straight fool. I don't know, people. It's 2024 and we only 8 days in, and it is messy. Messy. She's an unbecoming grandmother. Ooh, didn't she get mad about that? Hiding it. What's with the people hiding the babies? What's that? Chloe Bailey want to hide her baby? Girl, I'm not even bothered with y'all no more. You want to hide the baby, hide your life, hide your products too when you trying to peddle them and push them on us. Don't bring us in and then kick us out. Don't do that. You can't be playing with us like that. Don't play with our mind, our emotions, or our money. So I didn't even bother to do that. So you know why? You, your boyfriend, and the baby, God bless the baby, y'all all go somewhere and hide. But do me a favor. The next time you got something to push on us and you want us to go support, get out my face. They was telling people off. My sister not pregnant. Shut up. Y'all stupid. And now here it is, a whole baby in the world. What was the point of hiding the baby? I'll never understand that. What was the point? But listen, guys, I'm gonna get out my face. Come on, get out my face. Listen, let me tell you. Let's come on now. Y'all know what I need. I need a what in the chat? I need a choo choo. All aboard, everybody. Is painting red in Austin, okay? And these ladies, they painted, had a paint party for Karen, triple 20. I'm gonna bring the people in the building. So come on now. Hold on. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, Sebastian.
Hey, Diva. Hey, everyone.
Hey, E. Hey, Savannah. Hey, Emmanuel.
Hey, Diva. Hey, everyone.
Hey. Listen, guys, we're going to get into it. It wasn't much to this. I don't know if y'all saw, the Jonathan Majors interview. We'll be dealing with that on Wednesday on Trending Topics. But you know what? Say a prayer for Jonathan. And say a prayer for Megan Good, even though we ain't talking about them today. They need our prayers. Can we come together and have a prayer visual for Jonathan and Megan Good? She wasn't even looking at her best moment, the clip I saw her in that interview. Oh, goodness. Let me just carry on because it's making me sad. And I think out of principle, I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. But I think they're going to try to slap the book at Mr. Jonathan. We're going to see. So let's go ahead and get into this. Ashley and Jazelle are planning Karen's birthday party in the room, a paint party, which I thought was really cute. I loved it. I thought it went off extremely well. So Ashley, while it was just her and Jazelle, she was talking about how, her mom is still with this guy, the no good guy, who cheated on her, doesn't contribute to the bills, and how Ashley said that impacted the way she dated because she didn't want to be like her mom. But unfortunately, she still ended up a single parent, but she just ended up being a single parent by a man that happened to have money so that she'll never be homeless. But she's going to be without, a husband in the home. So I guess if you want to do that, she did somewhat better. Blessings to, Ashley. Now, I thought it was really nice, like I said, how they did the painting, right? And I think the cutest painting, which was the funniest, came from Robyn with the check mark that Karen paid for. So I thought it was really great. I loved that. I loved her picture the best. NECA's picture, and y'all ain't trying to pick on NECA. It was the worst. What was that? Didn't look like Karen. But we'll carry on, okay? And y'all need to hit the like button. Can you hit the like button for a sister in the New Year? Hit the like button. It's 2024. Let's do things a little bit different. Don't cheat the diva. Hit the like button. So, NECA's picture was a mess. I love the fact that Karen actually spoke to Robyn and said, you know what? Let's try to figure this thing out and figure out if we can turn our relationship around. So I thought that was really nice. And I also thought it was sweet and funny how instead of buying her a regular birthday cake, since she made the analogy with the apple pie, that they bought her an apple pie for her birthday. I thought that was really cute. Before the party, we was at the pool. It was NECA, Robyn, and Mia. And Robyn is trying to explain how and why she's still mad at Candace. And then at the bar, it was Karen, Candace, and Wendy. And Wendy explains how her mom was in the hospital, her mom had to have surgery, and it happened the whole time that they was out there in Austin, but she didn't want to say anything because she didn't want to spoil it. But she also wants to throw in that is why it was so emotional for her when NECA was saying her mother, practiced shrines and all of this, because she was like, here it is, my mother's suffering, not well, in the hospital, and this girl trying to say that my mother is into the shrines. Okay, so I'll kind of leave it there and do the dinner and the drag show last. We'll just talk about the actual birthday party they gave Karen and how they each was at poolside, again split. So when they do these breakout splits, Karen can always go to either split, right? She is the neutral ground, but the rest of them, they cannot. It's just sad and it's messy that these grown ladies can't get along. And I will say this is just my opinion. I truly, truly, truly feel that Candace wished her and Robyn's relationship wasn't in a mess the way it is. In my opinion, your thoughts?
This show is trash. And they need to fix it real quick because they're not gonna keep people entertained. The paint party was subpar. I just want to know if they really got the money or not because this looked like something that my kids would have did.
Yeah.
The easels was tiny. They had to share the paint, like they didn't even have enough money to get everybody their own paint. It was sad. Um, yeah, and Ashley, let me tell you something. Ashley ain't single, okay? She's still married to that man, and she's still in that man's pocket, so she ain't single. She's just living separately. Live
Yeah.
happy in peace.
And I think personally, I think they did it. I'm glad you brought that up. In my opinion, I'm gonna be honest with you. Personally, I think that they did it because he don't want to be on that show no more.
No, because he didn't already sexual harassed everybody on the show, so
Well, then there's that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes. Thank you, Sebastian. Allegedly, yeah. And then there's that. Sebastian, you're up.
You know, I love Karen. I really do. Karen is necessary. She's that one housewife that we all need on every franchise. The triple 20 and everything. It was just so perfect. And I love the drawing part. And they all made their little characters and had actual little things and reasons. Wendy's was hilarious with the mole and the two hairs of the mole. So funny. It was so funny. I was dying of laughter when that whole thing happened. I will say this though. The pie was the icing on the cake for me.
Yes, it was.
I was laughing so hard. It was all good. And they all were like calm and they were all calm and everything when they were doing the painting thing. There was no shade, no animosity, nothing. Nothing. And but it's always Karen's birthday. They have to ruin somehow later. And then, they reunite again. They do something again and they reunite.
They
Um
did.
Did I recall you talking about Wendy and her mother? And okay,
You
I want
did.
to talk about Ashley first. Ashley's mother. Ashley needs to have the relationship she has with her mother is a good relationship, distance, but we can meet up and talk. She doesn't need
Mhm.
to go over to her house. She don't need to be doing all that because that man that her mother's with seems like he's a psychopath, in my opinion. I think so. Um, Wendy, Wendy. Oh, Diva, get ready. The chat's not gonna like it. What I'm gonna say.
Uh-oh.
You'll get some emails. Wendy is so disingenuous,
Mhm.
so wrong about this whole situation. Because last time I checked, when Mia was saying about her mother being a drug addict, you said, "Oh, don't conflate those two. If your mother if she loses her sobriety because of what Candace has been saying about your mama, but yet you're conflating the NECA situation and your mother's sickness."
Well, you better talk. I mean,
This is exactly what I mean. Where the professor only picks and chooses. The thing is, the professor chooses her favorites, and which is wrong. You can't be doing that, professor. You have to be direct and
mhm.
honest with your peers. You have to. You're conflating NECA, her situation with your mother, which I do believe very well because there's a lot of credibility, especially about the LeBay at the baby naming ceremony. So Wendy, Wendy's the biggest master manipulator on this show, and it's sad that some of y'all can't see it. Wendy manipulates the viewers into all this, and we're gonna get into later into Candace. He's next.
Ooh, ooh. E, which one of you should I use? Okay, there we go. You was up, so you could go ahead.
I'm sorry, something is wrong with StreamYard on my computer. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Perfect. I believe you, hey everybody. I believe you started talking about the what is this? Charades with not Giselle's picture. Who is this person? Karen?
Mhm.
Karen,
That's what we
Karen's
started, right?
birthday party. Karen's birthday party, which I thought was pretty fun.
Well, Diva, to be honest with you, I just took a DNA test and it turns out I 100% don't care. How about that? That's how I felt about Karen's birthday charades picture. That's how I felt. Um, but I have to say, I found a new appreciation for Ashley in this scene. And I don't know, after this scene, I just might be Team Ashley. Uh, but we'll get more into that a little bit later.
Are you
Ashley
feeling
said,
okay?
huh?
You feeling okay?
E, it's
I,
okay. E, don't let no one gaslight you. E,
I'm feeling okay, but I'll tell y'all about it. After Ashley said she had not been to her mama's house in 2 years because her mama got a Juan Dixon over there. Translation: Ashley's mama has a man who doesn't work. He's emotionally unavailable and embarrassing as hell. And Ashley said, I ain't got time for that. And Diva, I couldn't do anything but respect that. Um, and when she said she looks for stability in a man and she's not forgiving as her mom, I believe Ashley. And now I have a bit more compassion and empathy regarding how I view the way she handled that relationship with Michael and made sure she got her money. I was with Ashley on that. As far as Wendy saying that her mom is at the hospital and there's something going on with her appendix, before I say what I'm going to say, these are the opinions of E and not of Diva. I
okay.
don't know. I'm going to have to wait for the Bravo cameras to go down to the hospital and show us what's really going on. Because after Wendy and her mom have told so many lies, I don't believe anything they say. For real, I don't believe there's anything wrong with Susan, except she probably had a tummy tuck or had a augmentation. But that's just me. And I think the last thing you said was the what is it? The mom is at the hospital, right? And you said that it's team Wendy and Candace against everybody. Didn't you say that,
Mhm.
Diva? Well, before you go to the next person, I want to inquire if we're going to loop in Candace with the green eyed bandits and all the other light skinned girls when it comes to colorism and xenophobia. Because in Candace's confessional, she is calling Wendy out left and right. This was not my first time hearing Candace
Mm-hmm.
double back and say that what Wendy is doing, basically Candace is out here for the bull crap. And this is supposed to be Wendy's girl. So what do we say when all the dark skinned women think you're lying and all the light skinned women think you're lying too? Is that still colorism? Honey, what's that called? Because Candace sat right there in her confessional, as cute as she wanted to be, and said, yeah, yeah, yeah. But what's this got to do with the shrine, though? But see, shame on Wendy. Why in the hell would you believe Candace would be loyal to you after she threw Monique under the bus? Things that make you go,
Ooh, ooh. I'm trying to see if you're feeling well today because Ashley, it took her a long time before she came around. So she did her mom up into a certain point, right? He embarrassed her from the moment she got on this show, way before she had the 2 kids. And if you're doing better than your mom, you find somebody who is available, who does really want you, because he wasn't available in different ways. He never was. And he was messy to her. And he had her allegedly doing threesomes that she wasn't really interested in. And she did it all for what? Because she wanted a roof over her head. Ah, come on. I would have stayed in a studio apartment first. It ain't that serious.
somebody said call Dr. Jackie. I don't think so. Calling Dr. Jackie, I'd be down to Willie Watkins funeral home. Don't do that.
And yes, the trip was low budget. And which I can't understand that as long as Potomac's been on, why do they have these low budget trips? And it happens all the time. When Mia did it, low budget. I've never seen them go
Not when
anywhere.
Monique did it. Monique did a beautiful trip to the southern part of France, and then she went to Monaco. They went to Grasse, France. They got to that perfumery. It was all beautiful.
Yeah, how long has Monique been gone?
A couple years.
Yeah, I really haven't seen them do really good trips. It's a whole hot mess. Karen went to Surrey County. I mean, but you know what
Oh, wait,
though?
Ashley has done one. Ashley went to Portugal. I think she hosted a trip to Portugal. That was the season Wendy came onto the show, which was season 5.
All right, I'll give them that. But the goal by what you said about Candace and her confessional, I will say this, they do it to each other. Candace and Wendy do it to each other. They go in and out of supporting each other and jumping on the other side. Because you want to know the real truth, they want to be on the other side.
And the real truth is, they don't like each other.
Oh my God.
Oh my.
Oh my. Listen, oh my goodness. On that note, Savannah, you're up.
Whew, let me catch my breath on that one. First of all, let me. I did like Candace's first confessional look. I thought she looked very cute in that first confessional look, and then I immediately got turned off in her remark about not showing her lady part in front of a bunch of white people. Candace always bringing up race in a show that's always played by colorism. Candace seems to be the one that's always bringing up race. So I immediately got turned off by her remarks, thinking that this was going to be episode full of that topic. So I was glad to see that the scene where they were um, the painting, and yes, it was very low budget. You can buy those little easels at Michael's for like $5, and it was cute that and I love the relationship between Karen and Jazelle. That right there is true housewives. It's a love-hate relationship, that even though they have these little digs towards each other, they know what it takes to make this work. They have this relationship that they don't just respect each other to the point where they can continue. It's not where it's between like Robyn and what's her name, and Candace, where they can sit and have a conversation at a table. But Jazelle and Karen, they can make it work, and Kiki and Haha. And I love that what Robin did and captured, the blue check did embody Karen, and Karen saw the humor in that. So that was a cute scene. Um, the rest of the show, oh my goodness, it was just, there was nothing in the whole episode, but I was just, oh, these women, it's so, it is the this it is the worst housewife show on franchise on TV right now. I would, NECA, why are you here? And I'm so sick of the shrine storyline. I wish it would just go away. It's so disrespectful talking about religion. There's nothing there. You bring nothing. Why are you here? Go away. Um, it's just pointless. But there was nothing there. It was cute. I love the triple 60. I love Karen.
Uh-oh, did I lose y'all?
I can hear
I'm
you.
here.
Okay. We lost Savannah. All right, I'm gonna move on to Emmanuel. We lost Savannah.
So the only reason I'm watching this show is for Karen, the Grande Dame.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so disappointed to see what my favorite show has come to. This used to be my favorite show. But when you compare Potomac to like Salt Lake City and Miami, the
Mm-hmm.
show is trash at this point, and it does not deserve the Sunday primetime sloth anymore.
Mm.
I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but I have a new appreciation not for Ashley but for Jazelle. I still think she's low down and dirty, but I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate the way that she was making sure that Karen was being celebrated. I mean, if you remember the other episode, she like brought some snacks to Karen's room and stuff. So I think that's pretty cool. At the end of the day, we can't deny that Jazelle, Robyn, Mia, and Ashley are simply more fun to be around than Candiace and Wendy. Sorry, but it's true.
Mm.
And I think that at the end of the day, if Karen had to choose, she would choose the other side. As far as Wendy, I will have to agree with some of the previous comments made. Wendy's trying to conflate her mom's surgery to NECA to make us have sympathy. Wendy is one of the fakest people on TV.
Oh my
And
God.
if my mom was actually in a serious surgery, I would be there with her. Wendy should have just been with her mom. It's not like anyone was gonna miss her anyway.
Wow.
Not even your
Whoa.
homegirl shading you in the confessionals.
Woo!
I
Oh,
never
we're rough
thought
tonight.
I never thought Candice and Wendy were friends. Just like Kenya and Candy are friends. It's just like I see right through it. I'm tired of the fakery. That's all.
Choo,
Woo!
choo, choo.
Rough night. It's a rough night. Nikki, you're up.
I can't with all these shenanigans. I don't know what show these people watching tonight, but Diva, go back to the, what is it, the train station, and go ahead and get the fire extinguisher and everything else, because I cannot with
Mm.
these shenanigans and this gaslighting that y'all are doing. We're not doing that. But I'm gonna start off nice and light with Karen. I actually like Karen. I told y'all like a week or two ago I didn't really like her because she was being fake and phony initially. But
Mm-hmm.
I like Karen now because I feel like she's free to be herself. Mainly because I think she said now that her parents are gone, I hate that for her. But she just feels like she never wanted to embarrass them. So I respect that. I especially like drunk Karen because, and the Karen that got the shot in the arm with the vaccine, she was calling it Vazine or something like that. I like Karen. She's a good sport and she can kind of be in the middle. I like that. She's to me probably the funniest one on the show at the moment that I can kind of like tolerate. But I will say this: it raises my eyebrows that Karen at triple 20 isn't spending every single birthday with her husband, the Black Bill Gates. That doesn't make sense to me. I can understand if he's traveling somewhere else or whatever else, or someone's sick and shut in, but I don't understand why you want to spend your time with these people. As far as the conversation with Jazelle and Karen, I will say initially I was like, okay, Jazelle, I can understand how you've gotten attacked, and I can have compassion for how you've gotten attacked because of what you did and how that really impact you and your children. But what I can't understand is how is it that Jazelle is able, because someone said earlier, I think it was Savannah that said, I really respect that Jazelle I'm about to say Garcelle, Jazelle and Karen can get together and they can put all the BS aside and they can talk and even though they have beef and da 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 da, they still can be grown women and this that, and the third. I'm trying to understand how Jazelle is full of it. Let's just be very clear because you started everything that has happened to her and her family in terms of the idiots and the bullies on the internet stems from when you went on national TV and accused this lady's husband of doing something and then doubled down this season and said he made you do it. How egregious is that? We sit on this show weekly and talk about how men shouldn't be falsely accused and people need to tell the truth, not their truth, and all this, that, and the third. But she went out here and made this man's life a living hell. And we supposed to be patting her in the back because she can be nice to Karen. Stop it. Like, cut it completely out. I was watching the show last night. All I thought to myself is, with all of the mean stuff that what is her name? Little bitty self. Oh, okay. Candace does. She does have a biting tongue, but with all of the stuff that Candace does, I do think she's a very emotional person. She's always crying, right? So I believe if Jazelle, it only would take her 5 seconds to say, you know what, I'm gonna come to you woman to woman. I am sorry for the hailstorm that was created based on false accusations. I'm not saying she needs to say, I didn't feel away, because nobody can tell you how to feel. That's gaslighting 101. Nobody can tell you how to feel. But to impose and act like this man did something personally to you is beyond. But I still think if she went to Candace and Chris and said, listen, I apologize, I think all of this could be rendered and it could be in the past. I'm trying to understand how you can get over the petty stuff that you and Karen do, but you somehow can't get over what you've done to this whole other family. And for whoever it was that said something about everybody else is fun except for Wendy and Candace, let's be very clear. Nobody else, with the exception of Robyn right now, is being attacked in the ways that Wendy and Candace's family members are being attacked. What did Eddie do to anybody to be attacked? Absolutely nothing. Please write down a list of what Wendy has done to attack these other people. The answer, the list would be zero. Now you can say, oh, she went on the internet and she said this, that, and the third. That is completely different from someone categorically lying on your husband for clicks and likes for your show. It's not cool. It is damaging to people's livelihood. It's damaging to their image. It is damaging to their circumstances in life. And for someone like Chris, he may never get over it. Anybody can say anything from this point on, and it's believable because that one lady said it. It's just not cool. So miss me with all of the, oh, Jazelle is this, that, and the other, and we have so much reverence for her. Let Jazelle do that to your husband. Let her do that to your son. I know we talk about sons all the time. Let her do that and see how cool you want, how cool you think she is. She ain't cool. That lady, I try my best to sit over here on my yoga mat and be nice, but nothing that lady is doing now or in the past has ever been nice. Not one thing. I appreciate her with her kids, but that's where it ends. Everything else, it just feels very evil. That's the best word that I could use to describe Jazelle, because it doesn't make any sense. How do you make up with this person over something so super trivial, but you can't make up with this person when you did them wrong? You're sitting over there mad at them for some S you did. It's backwards thinking to me. I can't understand how y'all come up with that, but God bless you. Let's see. And then I wanted to say, because Sebastian was talking about how something about Ashley. He was saying that we're kind of being like hypocrites or something like that. And I'm like, let's just be very clear. Ashley, from the inception of her stepping her foot on this show, has had her foot on Jazelle's neck, has had her foot on what's the other lady, Robyn's neck. So it's very rich to me. I know we haven't gotten to that scene yet, but it's very rich to me that you have the audacity to say anything to me about why or what I've said or not said about your best friend. What's her name? The one that Juan is cheating on all the time, Robyn. So you came on this show, Ashley. So since we want to, because Sebastian likes to excuse away all of Ashley's terrible behavior, but you came on this show and told everybody on this whole show in the whole world that they only have $25 in their pocket. Then you continue season after season to say your husband's cheating on you. She's the first person that said it, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm trying to understand, how do you now have all of this audacity to sit up here and be like, oh my God, I can't believe you said this. This is your friend. Girl, you said something about every single person's marriage on this show. And your husband is the most problematic person, in my opinion, to ever grace the Real Housewives of anywhere. So I need y'all to cut it out with this. We're going to give grace to this person over here that has a long record of malice, a long record of problematic behavior, and yes, colorism. Because we let Robyn walk into Ashley's whole restaurant. This your bestie. Put your finger all in your face. Look at what she did to Monique, but Monique wasn't having it. She was just like, you want me to hit you to make so all your dreams come true if you sue me. It's like, who? And then Eddie, now you brought a whole character, what did she say, Sesame Street character on this show so that you could bring some sort of I don't know what's the right word I'm looking for, credibility to what Jazelle was saying when we all know it's false. But you brought this Sesame Street character on national TV that straight lied. And even after you saw the footage of this lady lying, you're still like, well, no, she had to. No, they showed us what happened. But somehow we're not supposed to say anything to Ashley because, Ashley's a fun girl. Please explain. I don't want no fun friends that are going to come and try to destroy my whole marriage with some false allegations of something like he tried to make me stay in a hotel room. When there is a man on this show that is paying for people's hotel rooms, that's what we can talk about. Don't do that. This Jazelle and Ashley to me are on par, on the same golf course for treachery. So I'm sorry, Diva. I'm gonna go back to my normal self. But it irritates my soul how we can make exceptions. Don't get me wrong. I like Wendy and I do like Candace. I actually like all of them for certain things. What I don't like is beyond problematic behavior that once you put it into the ether, you cannot come back from it. You can't. There's nobody that's going to be able to bring Chris back from what Jazelle is still saying about this man. There's Eddie that y'all mess with for what? Like, for what? These are the things that you cannot do. If you want to come on TV and, throw shade about her clothing or, whatever, that's fine. Do those types of things. But when you're willing to destroy someone's whole livelihood, their marriage, because that could have easily, Chris and Candace could be divorced right now. I would never be with someone that someone else is saying that my husband made them feel uncomfortable. I wouldn't. I would have to look a certain way.
I gotta cut in because
I'm sorry. I apologize for my 3.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry.
That's fine. No, you're fine. Dustin, you're in the building. Your thoughts?
I just wanted to say that this season has been the worst season in my opinion,
Oh my
and
God.
it's been the worst season in my opinion that I have ever seen in my whole entire time of watching Bravo Network. Bravo Network needs to have a big reboot. I am sick of it. I wouldn't be watching it if it. I wouldn't be watching it at all if it wasn't for Miss Diva over here, because I'm not into it at all. And this is a shout out to the network that needs to make a big change, because this is going downhill and it's going downhill fast.
Woo, well, 52% do say this is the worst Housewives show on Bravo. That's not good
Well,
numbers, but
I'm gonna make it 53%, Diva, because this is just
Oh,
sickening.
shit.
well, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. The Don, you're in the building. What are your thoughts about the party they gave to Karen?
Well, I consider myself a surveyor of pop culture, and in these 2 weeks of winter break, I have done a lot of spent a fair amount of time on Twitter, and from the other shows that have come down my timeline, there have been quite a bit of substance and conversations that are happening on the other shows.
Mm.
We're talking about Karenism on Beverly Hills that I saw. when
Mm-hmm.
Garcelle had to confront someone about that issue. We're on even in Miami. I saw something that was kind of triggering with cancer and one of the people over there. And we come to this show and we see a paint party and we see they're still talking about a shrine.
Yeah.
Dustin, you're on to something, bro. It's time for them to shake something up.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Half of the people on this show don't have a storyline outside of what they make up, the characters they bring on the show to try to assist them with their paycheck on a weekly basis. I'm kind of over it. You know, everything that was just said, I 100% agree with. Um, I just want something, some substance again. There used to be some substance with this show. And
Yeah.
let's be clear, Candace wasn't the first person to talk about color on this show. That was the Green Eye Bandits when they came to, I can't remember her name, and asked her what were her kids be considered, black or
Katie.
white.
Katie.
Oh yeah.
And they ran a whole season bashing Katie,
Yeah.
asking her, are your kids black or white? Why do you consider yourself a Jew? They don't like black people.
Mm,
Remember when Jazelle said that?
yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
So, this is not something that Candace came up with on her lonesome. This happened A1 day one
Mm.
from Jazelle herself and Robyn, where they attacked Ashley's hair, the texture of her hair when she was dancing on at the little charity event she had. They was talking about her fro.
Yeah. Ooh, you better talk about it. Oh my gosh. Mm.
So let's not forget that it's problematic,
Mm.
and is I hate to see the foundation of shows leave, but this show is going downhill and quickly because there's no one has any storyline anymore. I'm
Thank
tired of NECA talking about this shrine. I'm tired, and in the Catholic religion, everyone has a shrine. If you practice any type of if you're a Roman Catholic, you have one in your home.
Mm.
So know what you're talking about, lady.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Ooh.
Can I respond, Diva?
can I just say something real quick?
Real quick.
I just want to say that I'm so happy that I have somebody on the train tonight that actually agrees with me because he's on. I am so sick of it. It's not even funny. Like I said earlier, if I would for Diva, I wouldn't be here.
Ooh, they said, "Come on, the Dawn. You speaking the facts, okay?"
Can
Woo.
I respond, Diva?
Go ahead.
Okay. The difference about the thing
Is it
is,
Ashley? I can't wait.
it's not about Ashley. It's just in general about the comments. So the thing about Katie and Jazelle and all these things, they did come to a conclusion. They moved on. They moved on for the sake of the show. Ashley moved on for the sake of the show. Ashley still sometimes when there is things that are problematic, Ashley does go against those things. Like for example, when Mia threw that drink on Wendy, Ashley was one of the few women standing with Wendy. Was one of the few women standing with Wendy. The thing is, and also I want to address the shrine thing. I grew up Roman Catholic. I went to Catholic school from kindergarten to the 8th grade. The shrine thing, there's a difference between a shrine in your house and a shrine that's at church. A shrine, we don't have shrines in our house. Some people, culturally, that's cultural. Some people have like pictures of like people who have died or passed and have a little candle at the table, have a little, a little altar, but that's cultural. That is not Catholicism at all, because one thing we don't do that. Shrines that we do have that are at churches, those are like where people like light up candles with like there's like a Mary statue or stuff like that. Those are all over churches. But to have one in your house, people don't do that. That's not religious. That is not religious. That is cultural. If you want to do something like that, that is your culture. If you choose to do something like that, that does not fall under the books of Roman Catholicism. I will say this. I know some people are saying why is it that Jazelle is getting away with all this? Giselle's getting away with all this. Diva, you're going to kick me off when I say what I'm saying. Jazelle is getting away with all this because this is what Me Too has done. Me Too brought it to this, where we said we have to believe all women. The thing is, she can't be fired because of what she said, because she could say that you invalidated her feelings. You invalidated that she felt violated. This is what has happened. This is exactly what has happened. And that's why Jazelle will still continue to be on this show. And I don't like Jazelle. I honestly don't. What she did to Chris was 100% wrong. 100%. But she will always be able to be on this show because of the fact that this has created the environment where she is at now. Due to the fact that she said she felt violated. She felt this. Once you say that, there's no way she can't get fired for that. She would have to do something else to get fired. But for that reason, no, it won't happen. Oh, thank you for the people in the comments agreeing with me.
Yeah,
No,
I
Sebastian.
think
No.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think everybody at some point you run your course and your time is up and the gym.
Yes, but not for that reason.
Ever thought what don't matter the reason, right? You run your course. So who would have ever thought that Nene would have been not on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she was the queen bee?
I didn't. I never.
So your time will always come. You can't keep planting seeds of evilness and think that it's never going to come back to you. It will come back and smack you in the face.
I agree with you on that. But the thing about the whole Chris situation, that's what I'm talking about. She was able to do all this because we've gone to a point where we have to believe before we see facts, believe before we see these things. I'm
gonna be honest with you. I don't think that's why Jazelle is still here. I think that Andy has his favorites. And when he has his favorites, he protects his favorites, because even before this, with the whole when Monique was still on the show and she accused Chris, she's scared, she's afraid, she's this, she's that. It was the shenanigans. And when she got busted in lies, Andy did nothing. She's the favorite right now, and that's the only reason, in my opinion, why Jazelle is hanging in there. But listen, if the tables turn with Andy just like that, because Andy is disgusted with her better half, Robyn Dixon. If you Watch What Happens Live with Andy was looking at Robyn like, come on. You don't even want to acknowledge that Candace had real tears and was really upset. Like, Robyn talks so much foolery out of her mouth. I can't do it with her. But let's go ahead and get these last scenes in. The dinner scene. Robyn is first of all, her husband, Juan Dixon, he talks to Robyn so sideways and bad. I don't know how she does it. She can't get nothing from him. He's not supporting the family because he lost his job. He's not doing any contributions, right? When she calls him, she can't even get no emotional support with a soft and pink. He blacks out on her no matter what subject she's calling him about. Robyn. He wouldn't even turn on the FaceTime. So you got one thing to do. You know I'm filming. You know you're about to get the phone call, because I got to check with you to make sure you're going to pick it up. So yeah, he picks it up. And the only reason why he's picking up this FaceTime is because he don't have a job. And you right, come on now, still at the laundromat. He said he doing laundry and folding clothes. So you folding clothes and you can't turn on your camera? Be the person, Robyn. He just dismisses her. I don't know. I guess she's just used to being talked to like that. So Instead of, she can forgive her messy husband, but she can't forgive Candace. Make that make sense. Candace is so deplorable. You're so mad at Candace. Be mad at yourself because you let your husband talk to you sideways on national TV. I wouldn't, I couldn't, and I would not. And not to be the one to say, oh, I got the money. You embarrassed me with this girl at the laundromat around the corner, down the street, at the hotel. The least you can do, because I'm staying with you, is be kind to me when they roll in these cameras. If you go back every scene from this season, he has talked to her sleazy, and that's her husband. And even her husband told her, why don't you be the bigger person and just listen to her? So her husband is sick of the nonsense too. But Jazelle comes over there, and what does Jazelle tell her? Don't forgive Candace. Why? Because they clearly want Candace out the door. But see, they keep throwing the people who can bring something to the show out the door, and that's why they now in the room painting on canvas boards, saying happy birthday to Cameron with a apple pie cake. Because everybody that can give you a little substance to the show, you kick off. Monique came through, she had to go. I forgot, like the Don said, they treated Katie dirty when she first got on. Every time they bring somebody new, it's some reason, somehow, some way where y'all got to kick them off. So y'all at this table and y'all having dinner, or trying to. One side of the table is Ashley, Robyn, Jazelle, and Karen. The other side of the table is Nneka, Mia, Wendy, and Candace. Wendy and Candace are sitting next to each other. So Ashley, because she always likes to do a little side dig, right? Because she has no storyline. She says, Candace, you were wrong for putting all the Robyn business out in the social media streets. And now you in the car crying. She said, why? How could you do that to your friend? And Candace like, I'm not talking to you. I got nothing for you. No, she forced her to talk. So then Candace did the right thing. She turned to Robyn. Robyn, talk to me. What does Robyn do? Robyn turns and she's talking to Ashley. Then Robyn gets up. She's crying. Because why don't you answer this? I text you. You saw the text. You did not respond. But now we get back in front of the people. You want to run your mouth. But you didn't run your mouth last season to tell your husband business. You did that behind a paywall. And by the way, if y'all saw Watch What Happens Live with Andy, he still gave Robyn another dig on that. Andy is a grudge holder too.
I saw what happens. I saw what you're talking about, Diva. I saw what happens live.
He's a grudge holder too. He gave Robyn yet again another dig, and she was like, what's the difference? He said, you went behind the paywall. He's pissed at Robyn. He's pissed. The only reason I believe that Robyn is still on Real Housewives of Potomac is because of Jazelle. But Robyn is definitely on thin ice, and that's why Juan had to show up on this season, and he better show up to the reunion. So they have that, and everybody goes after Robyn. First, Jazelle goes, then Mia, and then Ashley. And Karen just sat at the table. And Karen did say also, she said, I don't know how you trying to validate Robyn tears over Candace. Candace lost it because she says the needle keeps moving. But her and Wendy, they need to get clear together. These other ladies, they party together, they hang out, it seems like, when you look at their Instagram, outside of the group, outside of the other ladies. And that's why I think Nneka and Wendy messed up. If Wendy and Nneka would have got together, it would have kind of had an even playing field on this ground. It would have broke things up. But no, those two are at each other's neck. They go to the drag show. I thought it was cute. I thought it was, fun, whatever. Karen had a good time. But when Wendy walked the runway and Nneka did like this, I'm just like, Nneka, really though? I didn't think it was necessary. I thought it was a whole hot mess. And for grown people, it was like, what? Now, this is where I'm going to connect. I forgot who said this. But I do think Wendy, She could talk about her doctorate degrees, her 4 degrees or 10 degrees or whatever she got. Very low brow though. Every time you get a camera up in her face in the confessional and it comes to NECA, she just a cursing. But that's your Dr. Wendy.
Remember, she said NECA smokes crack. So
Yeah, that's that part.
I was gonna bring that up when they got to me.
That part. That's your Wendy though. And y'all swear I just don't like Wendy. I actually like Wendy. But does Wendy like herself is the question.
bingo.
In my opinion, you're up.
Okay, Diva, this was the part I wanted to talk about. And first, before we get to the parts of this, let me tell Sebastian how wrong he is. Actually, when you have an altar in your home, it is called a shrine. Okay, and it is so. Let's be clear. People do have them in their home. They usually put candles on it. They have they prayer cloth on it and everything. So no, that's wrong. Anyway, first of all, 30 seconds in the microwave. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, it's for me. 30 seconds in the microwave. Thank you. Look, I'm trying to get this coffee cake warmed up. Listen here. First of all, I wanted to talk about this little last scene, okay? Because, well, let's go to this dinner table first. Here's the thing. Robyn sat there and said, you can't trash talk me on social media and then expect me to come on here and be your friend. So what does we call what Robyn and Jazelle did to Candiace when they was talking about her husband on Reasonably Shady,
Come on now.
Twitter /X, on Instagram, on the YouTube streets when they was doing these interviews. And let's not forget, before the season started, those rumors that Tasha K threw out that she had to come back and say, they was up there saying, oh, I believe it because we was trying to tell her last year. So y'all doing the same thing, but you gonna throw this girl and say, oh, you ain't supposed to do it to me because I'm your friend. And I stood by you. You stood by her till you didn't stand by her no more. Okay? I can't hold your hand and say, I need you to stand by me this time, but it's okay to drag me the next time. Like that man lost his job. He lost business deals. He lost business connections because of what y'all said. He could have sued you. He was being nice and let it go because he wanted his wife to keep this check. But please believe he could have sued you. And you would think y'all would learn by now because Eminem's already trying to stop y'all money bag with the shady. Okay. So y'all need to be watching it. Okay. And then let's get to this. I don't like it when Bravo shows us part of a scene and then they cut it off and go to something else because that's it. We're all invested in this show because we see certain things that don't add up, but y'all being messy by cutting it off. And here's the thing: if Robyn likes for that, if Robyn likes what Juan is doing to him, let Robyn, handle her man, okay? Because here's the thing: they showed the clip again of him saying, "I don't want to be with her. I want to find me somebody and be happy." So, ma'am, if you keep seeing this in your face and this is who you want to be happy with, cool, fine. I hope you the best of luck, okay? Here's the thing. We get to the runway show. I don't care if I like you or not. I ain't got to show you no affection, okay? Because, Nickel, you look like you bothered. You look like you press us, okay? Because you all up in her butt, okay? Like you couldn't wait to do the thumbs down. You did it a few times. You look like a clown. Like, let's be for real. What have you shown us other than telling us that Wendy has a shrine with your name on it? You've not given us anything. You've not added no substance to this show. You've not showed us no fabulosity because, please, baby, don't think we saw that little $1.9 million house and we so oppressed, okay? Because houses in D.C. started that price, okay? So it ain't the table. You came on here talking about how you own properties in Nigeria and all this. I need to see some of that because, sis, you didn't look good in them clothes you had on either. Where's the fashions? Where's all this fabulosity that I'm supposed to be seeing? because the apple pie looked like it was turned upside down a few times and we got it off the floor part of the stove. So I don't understand what the fabulous is. Okay, we got $5 easels in here and we got a champagne that cost $1.89 in my
$100.89.
what in the world are we seeing here? Because what I'm seeing here is a group of women that's decided that they're gonna bully one black woman on this show. And does it make us feel good? No, it doesn't. Has Candace done her dirt? Sure, she has. But let's be for real. Nobody wants to watch a show where everybody's ganging up on one person. It's not
right. Right. I totally agree with you, right? And it's like I'm over it. I'm over it. Sebastian, you're up.
Okay, I'm glad we're up to me about. Okay, I would just want to say this one thing. I never said that you cannot have a shrine. That is up to you and whatever you want. It's what you do with said shrine that can be problematic. NECA has never said that Wendy has a shrine. NECA said that her cousin-in-law, Lebe, who spoke to Wendy's mother, had issues about NECA and said that she has NECA's name and NECA's husband's name on a shrine. This is all Wendy's mom, Susan, Lebe, NECA's family, and that's it. I'll say this.
Is LeBay a cast member?
Well, she's appeared multiple times on the show.
Is LeBay a cast member?
She's appeared on the show on
Is
Wendy's.
LeBay a cast member?
You don't have to be a cast member to tell someone.
Is Wendy Mama a cast member?
You don't have to be a cast member. Wendy's mother has appeared on the show. You've come on the show. You are guest on the show.
Sebastian, that's messy.
No, it's not messy.
If I came up here on Diva Show and said Sebastian said this, he got a shrine of you, Diva, and you tell her, no, I ain't got no shrine of you. Who is Diva supposed to believe? Me or you?
Listen, if you are in that situation,
see, that's what I'm talking about.
Your relative.
You don't want the real.
Lebe is NECA's relative, so she believes her relative. She is her relative. She is her cousin-in-law.
That is not her relative. Stop it.
It is her,
what I'm saying.
Okay, right? Listen, y'all, because y'all about to spend as much time on this shrine as they did on the show. And
I'm saying, you get what I'm saying, though, Diva, right?
Yeah, I do.
She's related to NECA's husband, and Nigerians are very tight, so that she is related to her. So she said that's what happened.
Bring LeBay on the show. I'm so tired of this talking about LeBay. Bring LeBay on the show. She needs to confront him and say it for herself.
Well, she has been on the show at Wendy's naming ceremony when Wendy said that she didn't even know.
Okay, let's move forward from this. Hold on 1 second though. Lexi, you know what? I agree with you. No one wants to watch miserable people on TV. I hope they shake things up. I hope so too, because I'm darn near over it. But go ahead. Sebastian.
I do think this. Do I think they're ganging up on Wendy? I honestly think that because of what happened last season, where not all the women, E may agree with me on this, Candiace and Wendy pushed out on their social medias that colorism was happening on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And when they got to that reunion, they backtracked on all those claims.
Mm-hmm.
They said, no, we are all a show of Black women. We are all Black women here on this show. That's what they said. And then Candace proceeded to start attacking Jazelle and start saying, oh, you think you are privileged because you're white passing ASS self and all that things that are actually colorist to say.
Mm-hmm.
She was saying at Jazelle. I think personally that the women need to have a healing session for this group of women to become close again. Well, they never are close, but to become somewhat close again. Do I think that Wendy's being ganged up on? No, I don't. I don't think Wendy's being ganged up on. I honestly do believe that Ashley does actually have a friendship with Wendy. They were getting very close and stuff. Ashley is also friends with NECA. All the women are friends with each other. Mia and Wendy, I thought they made peace. 1 minute they made peace on Wendy's standards. 1 minute they don't make peace. We don't. I don't know what's going on with that. But I didn't like how when they went to go check on Robyn, that they were saying, "Oh, go check on they're allowed to go check on the castmates." This is what I don't like. So if Wendy went away crying, would we be saying the same thing? Would we be saying those standards the same way Wendy was saying something about when the women went to
They
check on
went to a
Robyn?
last season, but keep
Right.
going.
But
They didn't go check
let
on
me
Wendy.
let me say this, Sebastian, really quick. I'll throw this into your conversation, and then I'm gonna need you to push this thing along. Wendy got a whole drink thrown in her face.
Yes, I agree with you. Wendy had a whole drink thrown in her face.
And who was
And got
comforting
isolated and
her?
was sitting in a hotel by herself.
Right.
Ashley Darby was consoling her. Ashley Darby stood by
Four
Wendy's
people,
side.
3 people went over to Robyn. 3 people went over to Robyn.
You mean Mia?
Jazelle, Mia, and Ashley. She got a whole drink thrown in her face, and Robyn sits there with a phone recording her, telling her that you are gaslighting Mia. Let's be clear. We can't rewrite history. We can't rewrite history. We can't make it seem like, oh, these things haven't happened. Let's be clear. They have clear agendas. They're not going to forgive ever Wendy or Candace because they don't want to. They want whoever they want on the show, and they make it very clear. And they got alliances. But that's why they're sitting in a room painting and having a paint party for Karen, who has made a monumental age, triple 20s, 60 years old, and they're doing a paint party in the room for her, and they couldn't come up with anything better. See, you want to keep kicking off some key people. What and who do you end up with? You don't want to interact with them. After a while, I will tell you this. You do get a little hurt and you do get emotional because you're like, this, look at these games that they're playing, and they're playing unfairly. And it's like they're getting away with the nonsense. Robyn got up. She cried. She refused to talk to Candace. When Candace asked her a direct question, she turns and she's speaking to Ashley. They got a lot of mess with them. But see, the thing that is wrong with Candace and Wendy, they don't really want to align together because both of them still want to be in the in crowd.
That
When
part.
you don't want me in, we're going to catch hell because guess what's going to happen? Let's make the best man win this fight.
Well,
Maybe
that's
that's
the
him
thing.
win this fight. But I'm not going to go in and out of crying and all of that with you. Once I know you don't want me in your circle, then I'm going to have to figure out how to build up my circle. And then you're just going to end up at a point where you got to come ask me, can you get in? But see, those two are just waiting for them to let them in the circle that they will never, ever, ever let them back in. And when they realize it and wake up, maybe they'll still be on the show, maybe they won't. But everybody before them has got kicked off. They only brought what's her name? Sharice in? They only brought Sharice in because they want to ruffle Karen's feathers for a minute. Where's Sharice now?
We'll be seeing her later, I think.
Later. It's almost over. The season's almost over. Where's Sharice? They brought Sharice in to ruffle feathers. They only use people. And when these girls, they need to wake up and realize they're being used before it's too late. Before it's too late. Now, I will say this. At the dinner table, I didn't say this. I thought it was foul for Candace to sit there and call off all of these sexually transmitted diseases when Ashley was pretending or about to kiss Karen on the face. I do think that what Candace does when she gets mad, she goes gutter low, like all the way in the gutter. I thought that was a bit too much. Yeah, she's very immature. I thought that was a bit too much.
I will say this. I am connecting with you, Diva, on the fact that Wendy and Candace, they are trying to get in. They're not accomplished with themselves, that they feel they need the validation of the other women. And the other women don't like you. It's a fact. They just don't like you. Jazelle and Robyn do not like you, but yet you still do everything so you can try to get there. They don't like you. They honestly don't. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. They honestly do not have the capability of realizing that. They have this pick me mentality that they think that they have to go to Jazelle, go to Robyn, go. No, that's not necessary. Why don't you guys ally yourself together? Become allies. Become allies. Yet you're right. They shade each other in the confessionals. That's what they do.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Emmanuel. You're up.
Let me say this. We live in America. If you want to have shrines, practice witchcraft, Islam, Judaism, whatever, you can. Okay, you can do whatever you want. Just don't threaten someone with it. Don't say that you're going to put their name in your shrine. That's why Nika is mad. She was also accused of drug use. So, yeah, I'm going to give you a thumbs down when you're walking down the runway doing the most. And it's really not that bad. She probably would have gotten the middle finger if it was me. 2 thumbs down. It's whatever. It's not that serious. So, let's get to the Candice of it all. I love Candice. I really do. But I don't feel bad for her because the pendulum always swings the other way. I'm sorry, but Candice in 2020 set up her table when she was a willing participant in the destruction and the demise of Monique Samuels, and now it's time to eat. So she's gonna have to deal with it. I agree with Sebastian. Jazelle will never get fired from the show because what she said, there's no way you can invalidate her feelings. She said that she felt uncomfortable, and you can't really prove what someone was feeling or not. I I don't want to relitigate this, but at the end of the day, Chris shouldn't have gone. He should have never taken another woman to a hotel room in the first place. And Candiace is going to have to get over it if she wants to continue on the show. I think Candiace, at the end of the day, loves Robyn, which is why when she saw her cry last week, she started to cry too. She just needs to talk to Robyn one-on-one. And Candiace, you're going to have to cut Wendy out because she doesn't want you to be okay with the others. And she needs to also stop saying explosive statements on social media. But Candiace will never be okay with them because it's almost as if Wendy is dragging her down. Wendy is the common denominator. Please don't get mad at me, but everywhere she goes, chaos follows her. She was buddy with Jazelle, her AKA sister, when she first got on here. And you're right, Diva. Let's not rewrite history. All Jazelle really did was ask Wendy about a rumor that was on a blog, and Wendy lost her stuff. And Wendy went not just after Jazelle, but after Robyn too, when Robyn had done nothing to her. Then last season, yes, Mia threw a drink at Wendy, but Wendy told Mia that she and Gordon slept around with men and women. So Candiace won't be able to thrive until she lets go of Wendy and starts to take some accountability. And I'm also going to need her to apologize publicly to Monique.
Can I, Diva? Why is what everything that Jazelle does is so soft and demure and cotton, but when Candace or Wendy says something, it's so harsh, it's so nasty, it's so low.
Come on, the Dawn.
You better talk to Don.
I help me understand because I don't understand that. I need to.
I
I
agree
need
with
some
the Dawn
education
tonight.
on that.
I
Maybe
agree
I'm
with
lacking
them.
something here.
You're not lacking anything. Jazelle has did every season. If we go back and look, Jazelle has done something to a marriage on that show. She's chaos and all kind of stuff, and she gets away with it for now. I think her time is gonna come. And like I said, if you watch what happens live with Andy, he's over Robyn. He's over Robyn. He is spitting mad pissed that she did that thing behind the paywall. Nikki, you're up. Please, y'all don't be so long-winded.
I'm sorry, Diva. I'm apologizing at the time. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna just be as quick as possible. So I just want everybody on the panel, in the chat, the people that's gonna rewatch it later or whatever, just consider this for a second. Both of the brown-skinned women who are currently on the show and have been active members on this or cast members on this show have both been physically attacked on this show. None of the other people have. Not one of them. Charisse is not on this show in the same capacity, and that's why I make that statement. I just think that makes me say, why is that? The other thing is when Wendy was attacked, and I'm not going to go all into it, but they 100% justified violence against her. They went to go and help the lady who was being violent against the brown lady. So it's just very difficult for me when people want me to swallow that down. They want Wendy to swallow it down when there is a stark difference in how these two brown ladies have been attacked versus the other women that are on this show. Regarding the table conversation, it's interesting to me because Ashley wants to understand why Candace is crying about Robyn in the car but then Candace is still lashing out on, I guess, on social media or whatever the case may be. Two things could be true at one time. Your husband, your bestie, your mama, whomever can 100% piss you off, but that doesn't mean that you now hate that person. And it also doesn't mean that you're not triggered again when you see the episode or whatever happens that triggers you, that now you pissed again and now I'm back on social media. Do I think that's what her approach should be? Absolutely not. But everybody deals with it differently. So I'm not going to be mad at her about that. And I'm gonna move forward. I'm gonna move forward on that. The other thing, I wish I if it was me and I was Candace, I wish my first question to Candace would have been, Ashley, you came on this show and you attacked your friend Robyn from the get-go with no provocation, meaning Robyn did not provoke Ashley into publicly trying to humiliate her and her husband. Robyn didn't provoke that behavior. Robyn provoked Candace's response, in the sense that, from what Candace's viewpoint looks to be, is you are still friends actively with the person who accused my husband of doing something that we all know is vile. So that's an indirect shot at Candace. And I'm sorry, I'm married. I'm going to be married for 18 years in a few months. I'm going to have a problem with anybody trying to degrade my husband, especially when it comes to some sort of essay or any type of inference of that. I also would ask Ashley, because, she made the mention of, oh, and you cry about it or whatever. How is it that you drug your friend over here for 3-4 years straight and you haven't shed a tear? Tell me how that's your friend. You haven't shed one tear. Candace, to me, her tears come from her being angry and hurt. I think she's angry and hurt, and that's why she shed a tear. Ashley, ask yourself why you haven't shed one for your bestie over here. It was one other thing that I wanted to say. I do think that Ashley, she really, to me, she should be given the antagonist award of the year, because if I was Candace, I would have sat at that table and I would have said, why isn't anyone asking why Ashley is attacking me? Why isn't anyone asking why Ashley is so angry at me? What are all the words that they use for the brown women at the table? Why is she being so aggressive with me? I promise you a colorism conversation would have happened had Candace sat there and asked Ashley those questions, because this isn't even between me and you, Ashley. This is between me and a whole nother human being. And last thing I'll say too, I don't think that it's fair to say simply because we work together and these other people hate us individually, then by default we need to be friends. I understand the logic and why it would make sense to say let's align ourselves because they've clearly aligned themselves and they don't like us. I do understand the logic in that, but you can't make people be friends with someone just because you think that they should be aligned. And I don't think it's about pick me per se. I think it's more about, this is my opinion, I'm a grown person, right? So I'm going to expect other grown people to have grown people behavior, right? So if me and Diva get into it and we're on this show and we're getting paid or whatever, and it's 3 years, at some point, it shouldn't even be 3 years. Me and Diva should be able to sit down and have a grown person conversation. Doesn't mean Diva's going to change my mind about anything. Doesn't mean I'm going to change her mind about anything. But we're adults, so we should be able to do that. So to me, to act as though Wendy and Candace are just being uncooperative or they're being pick-me's because they want to move forward, to me, that's what adults do. They move forward. They let ish go. They don't hold on to it for 100 years. And I know I'm out of my 120 seconds. Thanks, Diva. Sorry.
You gotta come through. You know what? Here's the thing. Let's be clear. If you're doing reality TV the right way, right, you get over it. But what happens is they continue this fight in the social media, and then you go all the way low because you want to have a moment when you may be on somebody's panel, or maybe you doing your reasonably shady, and then you think I'm not going to come back at you. You a fool. But see, I couldn't do a reality show like this because I could never truly in my soul get over you shading me in front of the camera and then think I'm going to come back and be your bestie or even be your friend. I don't need a check that bad. Not doing it. Dustin, you're up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I do agree with what you just said, David, and I would be the same way that you are. I don't need to check that bad. I wouldn't even do a show for one. I wouldn't do a show on TV because I see a lot of people that do shows. They end up getting a divorce or they end up being in misery. So either I wouldn't do a show, but I don't need to check that. Even if they offered me $1 million to do it, I wouldn't do it because it's just a big headache. And I agree with everything that Ladom has said tonight. Yeah, Ladom, I do appreciate you very much, and this show is really went down here, and I hope this the very last final season. Because if it's not, I don't know if I'm gonna be hanging on.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Dustin. Emmanuel, did I skip you?
No, I already went, but I just
Okay.
want. Never mind. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
I want you
E,
to get through everyone. Yeah.
yeah. E, you're up.
Well, here's the thing. I have a few points, and I commend Ashley for putting this together in an attempt to support the drag queens. As we know that Texas and Florida are pushing this anti-legislation. I get it. But with everything going on with women's rights right now and wage equality and Roe v. Wade, do something for us too. Shine some light on that too. DC is right next door. But as it relates to Candiace insinuating Ashley has all these STDs, because Diva, I forgot about that. When Ashley was kissing Karen on the cheek, as soon as you said that, my mind just instantly flashed back to meanwhile back at the goddamn ranch, Candiace is at home getting peed on by the white man, right? Knock it the hell off. Um, when the ladies went to dinner, I thought Candice and Robyn looked great. Both of them looked the best. If I had to choose, I
Yes.
like the pink on them. Jazelle and Ashley looked like something from Target, and Aneka looked like she was attending a formal ceremony. I did not care for that all black on Karen, but it was her birthday. But I would have loved to have seen a pop of color on the birthday girl. Um, Mia with that see-through everything. She looked like a straight up video hoe. And then you had Wendy looking like she was wearing the whole entire cast trip budget. I mean, that was expensive. And Wendy had all of her self-esteem in that outfit. And you can tell Wendy is so body conscious because as soon as she sat down, she said to Mia, your butt is getting bigger. Like, Wendy, shut up. Like, this, you don't, I didn't understand that. Wendy was cute though, but she is a long way from John Hopkins, be clear. And she doesn't look like no doctor to me. Anywho's, I didn't have a problem with Aneka thumbing Wendy down. I think Wendy and Aneka are mirrors to each other because they both were stiff. And I think that Aneka's walk wasn't no better. Wendy wasn't Naomi Campbell, and Aneka wasn't no Tyra Banks. They both sucked. I actually thought Ashley did the best, believe it or not. And it was Karen's birthday, so I'm not giving her any criticism at all. But the last thing, let me go back to the dinner. Soon as they sat down, and Ashley tried to mediate and bring Robyn and Candace together. It made sense to me why she would do that. Yes, Ashley is an instigator, but when they were all in that Uber XL the night before, Candace specifically said to Ashley, I'm finding it hard to come to terms that Robyn and I are fighting. Candace was venting to Ashley about it, so Ashley tried to help. So why Candace refused to talk and told Ashley to talk to her ass, to me, that was completely out of line. And wasn't she just crying the day before? Like, Ashley, ugh, I didn't understand why Candace treated Ashley that way, but Ashley tore Candace a new booty hole. When she said, let me see that ass while it's walking away. Boom. Because Candace wasn't expecting that. And to me, Ashley was basically saying, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Diva, you know that's my favorite quote. And Candace sat right there. She shut right up, didn't she? And after that, like you said, the girls walked away. All the it girls walked away. All the girls who wanted to turn up and have fun left the table, and the cameras followed. It's not that they just left; it's the cameras followed.
That's bad.
And then all the girls who can't get along or and really don't like each other like that were left sitting there talking about all the girls who walked away. It's not like Candace and Neka and who was that? Kaylin got up and started dancing and having fun. They were sitting there talking about all the girls going to console Robyn. Had that been me, I would have got the focus so off of Robyn right then, it wouldn't have even been funny. I just didn't understand that. And when you spoke about, oh wait. There's another struggle I need Candace to pick because Sebastian brought it up about that colorism thing. But when all the girls left, Candace said, Wendy tried to tell Candace, well, you two need to talk in private. And Candace said, no, I wanted to talk to her right then. And my thing is, if you wanted to talk to her right then, why didn't you just apologize and keep it cute? Like, I didn't understand Candace's point. Like, I need her to pick another struggle. And when she told Ashley at the end of the night not to get in the car, Diva, when Ashley got in the car and sat right next to Candace, I said, oh, Ashley. To me, Ashley was giving it to Candace in the worst way, and I think everybody takes Candace for a joke. How do you let Ashley punk you? That was stupid. But when Robyn called Juan and we heard her ask, why can't I see you? What's wrong with your FaceTime? And he said, I don't know. I was thinking, what in the Destiny's Child say my name is going on here? That whole, I don't know, Diva, that's a lying black man right there. And when she asked him, what are you doing? And he hesitated again and said, I'm doing laundry. I was thinking, are you back at the laundromat? Like, is this why you don't want to do FaceTime? Like, tell the truth, Don Juan. And you can tell he was very irritated because he was short with her because he said it 3 times. Just listen, just listen, just listen. And be the biggest person for once. Like, Diva, I don't know. I'm starting to look at this a little bit different because why is Don Juan telling Robyn to be the bigger person for once? Unless they have audacity on sale at the Dollar Tree, I find it hard to believe that a black man who just lost his job, who's been all over the blogs for cheating, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times, has the audacity to say, via voice, because he refused to turn on his FaceTime, that his wife should be the biggest person for once. Diva, that didn't make sense to me. And I'm really starting to look at this thing totally different. Perhaps Robyn is not as docile and as a pushover at home as we think she is. Because maybe Robyn is protecting Juan so much because she already got her get back already, allegedly. Something about that dynamic is totally off. And she didn't cry. She hung up the phone and she said, he knows I don't want to be inauthentic. But here's the thing, you're being inauthentic about everything else. So what makes this so different? Something about that is we're not clear on, and we need details.
You know what? I hear you. And I'm connecting with almost 99% of what you said. With the one thing, that girl is not letting nobody else touch her, look at her, or she's not going to get with nobody else. She cries too much over Juan. In her mind, she wants that relationship to be perfect. And no matter what, because she remarried her, she's going to hold on to him to the bitter end. I'm good. There is no way on the face of this earth would I have remarried him. Not today, not tomorrow, not now, not ever. No. And now she's stuck like Chuck. She has to, he's her roommate. And that's who he's going to continue to be, her roommate.
And Wendy was talking about scallops when they left the table. Okay, she was still talking about her scallops.
Yeah. And the way he talks to her, I cringe every time. He never has a comforting relationship with her. He never listens to her. He's irritated the minute he has to pick up her phone. Imagine what's going on in that house. Oh, he's horrible.
And what those boys are singing, right, Diva?
Yes.
That part. That's how you talk to mom. He's never kind to her. I've never seen him say a kind word or be supportive of her. He acts like he can't wait till she says her last word so he could walk off. Savannah,
well, you see, Bravo showed the clip that he don't want to be with her, and if she want to be with him, then we just gotta let her be who she want to be with. She want to be with Cheating Juan, let her be with Cheating Juan.
Yeah, Savannah, did I come to you already?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
So this part of of the show was so frustrating to me. So, first of all, I thought all the ladies looked a whole hot mess. I thought they all looked cheap, and I'm so tired of seeing that outfit that Wendy had on. I think I've seen
Yeah.
it on every housewife
Reality
show and
show.
every
Yes. Oh,
I,
over it.
oh God, since 2019, I think we've seen this outfit on everybody. Even
Mm-hmm.
the little women of Atlanta, I think I've seen this show, this little outfit on. So I'm sick of. I hope it retires and we don't see it anymore. So they all look a whole hot mess. And I'm really wishing and hoping that um, Candice, Wendy, and NECA, I really wish that they would have teamed up. And if they would have learned to work together, they would have been a force to reckon with, and really had taken the other side down. But they don't know how to play the game. And there's such a clear division in this group, and this is why we don't like this show.
Mm-hmm.
Candace's mouth is so reckless and
Yeah.
problematic, and
Yeah.
those comments that she made when Ashley tried to give Karen the kiss on the cheek can lead to some legal um, trouble for Candace. And she's already in legal litigation. Michael does have them in court right now. And one thing we did learn with Cardi B and Tasha K, because of accusations of alleged STDs, we see what Cardi B did with Tasha K, and Michael and Ashley are not beneath doing the same thing to Candace, and it is on film. And who's to say that might not happen? And they might end up taking Dorothy's money, and that $2 million house might be paid for it. We
Not
just don't know
Dorothy's
what might
Monday.
happen. We we might not and Sheila's house might be paid for as well. So I do think something might happen because Candace is just that reckless. Candace is a grown little girl, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what
Ooh.
frustrates me about Candace so much. I want to like her, but she is such a grown little girl. She's always throwing tantrums, and it pisses me off. That and she has a music career, and she does, or she wants to, be out there musically. But who's going to support her if you're constantly throwing these tantrums on screen? And who wants to support you? I just don't get it. And it's just in a show where 10 beautiful women have 10 degrees, and this is what we see. It's just it's sad, it's frustrating. A college professor acts like this and does this on stage. I'm just wondering, like, what am I watching? A lawyer is over here, thumbs down, doing what? I'm trying to figure this out right here, and it's not about light skin versus dark skin. It's about women not supporting each other, uplifting each other, and I'm disappointed in all of them. You just all look a hot mess, and I'm um, I'm bravos to Salt Lake City. Now that was a good show. And even Married to Medicine, they're doing the darn thing over there, and this show is just the worst of all the housewife show on TV. That's sad.
Woo. Lexi said in divorce court, Robyn is going to be holding on to Juan's left leg. What's that song? And I'm telling you, that's Robyn. I'm not going. She's not going nowhere. Oh my goodness. Oh, the Don, you're out.
Well, maybe Michael Darby can sue Giselle for saying that he was gay,
Mm.
lest we forget.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was just a little sauce that Candace was putting on Ashley kissing Karen. Because isn't that what Ashley said when she made the excuse for trying to tear down Candace's family last year? She was just putting a little sauce on it.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So maybe it was just a little sauce saying that she has those STDs. It was
Mm.
just a little sauce. Because Ashley quickly forgave Jazelle for trying to tear down another family. It was just a little sauce, a little extra.
Mm.
But on the way to the dinner, they flashback. Ashley is trying to be a producer of this show.
Yeah.
In that car ride, Ashley was sympathetic with Candace.
He was.
She said it wasn't Robyn's fault. She didn't have anything to do with it, sweetie. But when you get to the dinner and you sit in front of your friends, you say, "Why are you trying to stir stuff up and post bad stuff on social media?"
Mm.
Now, wasn't it Robyn who sat on the couch of the reunion last year and said married men should not go to hotels with single women?
Mm. Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
But it was Robyn sticking and standing by her friend when the whole time her husband was at a hotel, a married man with another woman. Candace had every right to be pissed off at her so-called friend. Because your so-called friend said no married man should be in the hotel room with a woman. But you just seem to forget your husband was that man.
Oh my God. Mm. Mm.
So she has every right to be pissed off at Robyn. Because, like it was said, like in my opinion said, just because Candace may put it on Twitter, they put it on a podcast.
Mm.
Y'all mad at this girl for what? Everybody does it now. Everybody on all the shows do it. Dr. Heavenly, Candy, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the point now? Y'all pay. I mean, you want people to pay for your mess, $5 extra
Mm-hmm.
to get the true story. But y'all mad because she tweeting that it was a little sauce. Yeah, all those STDs was just a little sauce. That can be forgiven too.
Mm. Will the Don, you shuck the train? Spoke
Read
the
the
facts.
season.
Hold on 1 second. Lexi said the thing is Candace is currently defending herself in court for what she said about Michael. If I were Candace, I would watch what I say. Dorothy can't bail her out of everything. Y'all ain't right.
It was what's wrong, so she ain't got to defend herself against nothing. I just sent you the document, Steve.
All right. It was just what happened to say that again in my opinion because I was laughing.
It was withdrawn, so we ain't got to worry about her defending herself no more.
Okay, boom. It's withdrawn. Listen, I anybody else want to say anything before I close out real quick?
I want to say this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
This show, a lot of shows need to follow. A lot of these housewife shows that are like a little older, like Potomac, Atlanta, some of them need to follow the same formula that they did with Miami.
Mm-hmm.
They put them on Miami was on hiatus for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Came back, saved some of the crew, got some new ones, made some of the old crew friends. And now Miami's one of the best housewives shows on TV right now. It's just, I don't like the way
it humbled them. It maybe it humbled them. Yeah,
yes,
they missed a few years of some paychecks and get their life right, and they'll start forgiving people. And
Yes, it did.
I'm telling you.
It did. Maybe that's what probably needs to happen with some of these shows.
Yeah.
For example, Atlanta, that should probably happen with Atlanta. That should probably happen with Potomac. That these things should need to happen. This show, in my opinion, on the weekly, I personally believe it is the trashiest Bravo show that I see that have been coming on these weeks. Salt Lake City has been doing Salt Lake City has been doing too good. Too good. I thought it was going to be gone without Jen Shaw. Even though I don't like Jen Shaw, I thought that show was gone. But
Mhm.
it's been going too much. It's been going too good. Miami's doing good. Beverly Hills is doing good. All these other shows are doing well. But Potomac, what you see is just like you see alliances, you see friendships, you see all those things. And trust me, yes, I do support Ashley and I always will, but it's not really, I don't see the OG part of Potomac anymore, where all the women came, had their money. One had money issues. We don't see this anymore. Now it's just fighting over petty stuff. That's what I'm starting to see. There's no more actual real life issues. Why are we not talking more
They
about
need a
Mia's?
pause. They need a pause.
Why are
You
we
know
not
what?
talking about Mia's a relative who literally
Well,
unalived himself?
we don't. There's other things to talk about besides that. And one thing I will say, I agree with Mia with this. I understand that G wants his money, but I also understand her side of that. But I also understand that it appears, because G is about to run his mouth and said, "You've been cheating on me for years," that their relationship probably was a fraud from the moment they stepped on the show, like many other relationships throughout these Real Housewives shows. I will say this: I like that idea. Put a pause.
Not only do they need a pause, but they need a reboot, a whole entire reboot,
Mm-hmm.
because this show has just went downhill from it. It
And
has
it's
went down. It has went downhill from season 1 all the way until now. So I'm pretty sick of it.
Yeah, hold on, guys, because I'm about to close out because this show wasn't anything. And we got tomorrow, we got Married to Medicine, and a whole lot happened with Married to Medicine, including their lives that they wanted to do. Like the Don said, everybody is talking now. They have caught on that the fire is not so much maybe in the show, but the aftermath and everybody talking about the show. So they're trying to pull back their narrative and have their own conversations about this show, and they're getting into arguments, and they're getting into arguments big time. But I like the idea. Pause these people and let them miss 2 or 3 years or seasons without that check. I bet you they'll come back and try to speak to Candiace and Wendy then.
Hey Diva, one quick thing.
Uh-huh.
On Twitter, I think it was like whenever Salt Lake City ended,
Mhm.
on Twitter blew up when the Bravoverse saw the end of that show. And I saw a comment. The reason why it blew up was because not one person on that show is talking during the season.
Come
You
on
don't
now.
you don't know what happened.
Yep.
That's true.
And so it saved, you actually got an ending that everybody was shocked at.
Shocked. I was.
It shocked the world and
Yeah.
it blew up
Mm-hmm.
because there's nobody talking. It's like they have a covenant with each other that we're going to keep this show within ourselves and we're just going to let it be it. So when everybody sees it, everybody has one big gasp. And it took over Twitter until Cat Williams came
Until
out.
Cat Williams came.
That's very true.
So true. So true.
And two Cat Williams. Okay, Cat Williams shut the building down. Listen, they so much so that they got to rename the month of January. You know, Black History Month came early because the Cat and Club Shay Shay. Shut it down. Shut it down. But you're right, Don. That is the key recipe right there. You're not hearing about the fight before the fight. You're not hearing about this before it actually happens on the show. So a lot of these shows now, we're just waiting to see what they already told us, to see the way it plays out and the way it happened. But we're not shocked that it's about to happen. I like that, Don. You came up with a very good point right there. They're not running their mouth. And see, Bravo is approving for whatever reason. They're approving these lives that Phaedra is doing for Married to Medicine. But then they always have to end up calling her, telling her to shut it down because it gets out of control and out of pocket and out of line. It's messy. And, listen, feel about the way you feel about any character. I think Dr. Hemingway is way too messy.
Too much.
Yeah. Reckless with her mouth.
She's adding a little sauce, as you guys say.
It's a lot more
That's
sauce.
more than sauce.
Oh, she's too old for that. It's just messy. It's just so messy. But listen, guys, I appreciate y'all being here. Of course, I'm gonna follow through to the end. I'm gonna see if Juan actually shows up after Give me a minute, Dustin. I want to see if he actually shows up at the reunion. But hands down, I think the way that he talks to Robyn, whoo, oh, what kind of husband speaks to their wife like that? What kind of spouse speaks to their significant other like that? If
You know
that's
why
the
he
best
talks to
you
Robyn?
got with marriage, then that's sad. Yes, Sebastian?
You know why he talks to Robyn like that and Robyn allows it? It's sad, but the thing is, it's because they've known each other for so long, ever since they were teenagers. So she's accustomed. That is her normal for him to talk to her like that. That is what she's used to. It's the sad part.
I don't know how you get used to that, but I hear you. I mean, I couldn't get used to it. He wouldn't have, it couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. I don't care. You know, I would have to be praying to God every day. Help me get him out my system. Because I'm done. Because I can't be having you talk to me like this. It's not good for myself. It's not good for my boys. As a matter of fact, you want to be in the streets, so I will release him where he really wants to be, to the streets. Listen, guys, thanks for being here. Where's the love? Come on, Felicia. Where's the love? He never cuts no back. He never cuts her. I have yet to see when she called this man that he gave her any mercy and grace, even when she was boo-hoo crying because they was telling her that she's the reason why he lost his job. And you want to know why she was really boo-hoo crying? Because he already said those words to her.
Diva, I want to know how many more episodes we got left in this season.
I don't know, to be honest with you, but listen, guys, but we're gonna hang in there. Listen, if you didn't hit the like button coming in, hit the like button going out. Thank you very much for being here. I'll see you tomorrow night where we do the recap of Married to Medicine. Bye, everybody.